Wepa.
Isn't every word just a sound?
Oh, yeah, wepa, papa.
Wepa.
What does it mean?
It's like, or like something like that. It's like,
What about Kalo K? What does that mean?
what's up? For
You ever
for the Cubans.
you ever sneeze and know that a little piece of
Kalo
phlegm
K,
flew out?
huepa.
Whippa is basically like...
Would it be huepa, Kalo K,
it's a
or would it be...
celebration. Whippa.
Would it be Kalo K, huepa? Huepa.
I don't know if they say those two things
Two different.
Hey, it's 2:37.
Everyone want to switch chairs?
You want to
even though
sit
we
here?
just
I'll go back and
we just adapted our mic and headset. So
I'll go to
that's a
here.
good
Maybe
idea.
it's a little better for you.
I'll go to
it's
that.
okay.
I'll go to that chair.
Should we do a
if you
Chinese
wanna
fire
take
drill?
the-
Nah, it's too late.
That's my favorite chair. We'll sit in that chair on Tuesdays. They only sit in that chair on Tuesdays.
I think I dropped
You
my
didn't even
car
get
on
this. You
Tuesday.
didn't even get to sit
Very
in it
good.
this Tuesday.
I'm very good at this
Or
chair
last
on
Tuesday.
Or
Tuesday.
last.
Did you not catch the reference?
I don't care about the fucking reference. I'm gonna beat you.
Drinking out of cups?
I'm a very
Whatever the
excellent
fuck it is. Don't put you in the fucking dirt.
Honestly,
gotta
you,
get the
should
references,
care
dude.
about that reference because your superpower,
It's not gonna be. Well,
Is
your
reading
superpower
minds,
from
dude.
last week was you wanted to be good at cards.
buddy, I'm gonna be reading
He's
minds, not
reading
good at
minds.
cards.
Yeah,
He doesn't need to know the reference.
Three different
Rain
things.
I'll tell him the reference.
Hard cut.
Can you call me Osama Bin Laden?
No, I cannot.
Did you see that shirt?
Yeah.
I was gonna send it to you, but I thought I was gonna be racist.
Oh,
It is racist.
did you say Osama Bin Laden?
Yeah.
I was like, just Bin Laden. I'm not gonna call you a
I
Bin
was,
Laden, dude.
I didn't. I was gonna
Not a
send it.
Bin Laden, but a Zin Laden.
9/11.
I
Never
was gonna
forget.
send that in the group chat, but I was like, damn, he's gonna call me a racist because he's.
I
Brown.
probably would have for jokes.
Okay.
But if you show up on Buenas Noches and I show...
De
Wait,
los Des
Noche
Martes.
Buena.
fuck.
Noche Buena.
I'm racist.
Yeah, you
All right,
racist son of
here
a
we
bitch.
go. We're starting the podcast. We got Dingy Ding Bats over here in the left corner. We got Amir, the Zen Daddy, and then you got me, the big bad bulldog, wearing the same shirt 2 times 2 podcasts. What an idiot! My kid Sharpe. Oh. Bryce, the big guy over here. God, I hate this guy. And we got Dylan on 1s and 2s. Let's get it going.
Hard Rock is officially allowing sports betting, and I took full advantage of that last night, and it just kicked me right in the nuts.
I'm an idiot. I had the
me
bet
right in
in
the nuts.
correctly, and I didn't place the bet. So
Well,
I'm an idiot too.
one thing I didn't realize is that whenever I was using the app whenever they originally had it, which was like a year ago, maybe a little more, and I had made some deposits, and then when it cut off, I was like, oh man, no more sports betting. Totally forgot that I have a decent amount of money in there just waiting to be bet. Didn't realize. Didn't cash me out or anything. It's just sitting in that account. So whenever I reinstalled the app 2 weeks ago, I was like, wait a minute, I got some fun money.
Almost like you get a little bonus, like a
Yeah, exactly.
hey, go on and play.
It also says something about my financial aptitude, because it's kind of a problem that I just wash away money like that. But
Or you didn't even wash it away. You're just saving it for a rainy day.
well, I lost it all in the past week, so
Well,
I kind
yeah,
of
right.
washed it away. The Titans winning that game kind of hit, and then the Giants winning that game kind of hurt. So just didn't work out well for me. But you know, money comes and money goes.
What'd you bet?
I parlayed the Packers money line and the Dolphins money line. Parlayed that, and then I also bet Will Levis anytime touchdown. That was a rushing touchdown only. Passing didn't count. Thought it might work out. He's a big dude, pretty athletic. Looks a little bit like Sharpe.
Did you know that
Stacked
beforehand
up.
that it was a rushing touchdown?
Yeah, I knew it was.
Did you know-
It was plus 2,000, and I put like $20 on it.
Seems like I put 4,000 on it.
it's worth a shot.
The money line for the Packers and Dolphins might be a historically bad bet pregame.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I think the money line Packers
Whoa,
was
Packers,
no, money line?
Packers were giving 6 points, and
Yeah.
the Dolphins were giving
14 and a half.
half. So you bet money line on both of those at $100, you're going to make $30 maybe.
Yeah, that's why I parlayed it.
No,
You'll make
that's-
30
Yeah,
that's
it's $30 with a parlay.
Yeah, I parlayed it.
That's like the odds on that is
I'm I'm
Minus
risk averse.
5,000.
I'm risk averse. And it didn't pay off for me. So
So you're gonna
Here we
keep
are.
gambling?
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
Oh, okay,
Absolutely.
just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure.
putting everything on whoever's playing the Vikings this weekend. Not sure who, but
it's the Bungalows.
we'll take it. Oh, the Bengals. Yeah, Jake Browning.
The Bungalows. We're an elite defense. I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay.
Top 5 defense in the NFL.
Yep. Couldn't beat the Raiders.
We did
Well, they
beat
beat the Raiders, but-
and it was a defensive.
Couldn't put points
Held
up on
them to
the
0
Raiders.
points.
Yep. That's a
Pretty
you're
good
just helping
defense.
my argument here. Great defense.
Very
Top
valid.
5.
Very valid. Very valid.
Should,
This is why I shouldn't be sports betting.
Nah, you'll stick to FSU versus SEC teams, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully not against Georgia.
No, I'm putting big money on FSU versus Georgia.
Oh, you want to go against the Bulldogs?
Big money on FSU versus Georgia.
Hopefully against.
No,
Attaboy.
not at all.
Only the captain goes down with the ship.
I would like to say that Mike Sharpe said that Jordan Travis was not a good quarterback. He was 5th in Heisman voting, right in front of Jalen Milroe.
What does that mean to me?
That he's a better quarterback.
Is Heisman voting popularity or is it actual skill based?
Did Jamarcus Russell win the Heisman?
I would say skill based.
Didn't Brady Quinn win the Heisman? Didn't Matt Leinart win the Heisman?
No, who's that? Who's the guy who faked his girlfriend being a man?
Monty Teo.
He's a linebacker.
Not a quarterback.
Joe Montana
Wait, did I
was
say
a quarterback, you idiot. I said Joe Montana.
I can't think. Who's the
All
last?
I'm saying is
Who's the last
Jordan
quarterback
Travis
that won the Heisman that was good? Trevor Lawrence, maybe.
Joe Burrow.
Popularity contest.
Joe Burrow.
Okay.
Joe Burrow's okay. If he wasn't injured, he'd be star.
He was not playing good this year.
Yeah, but he had an injury at the beginning of the year.
Trevor Lawrence
He was still recovering
Hey,
from injury.
I want to tell all the haters out there. Kirk Cousins right now, look it up. He's 14th in the league in passing touchdowns. He hasn't played in 7 weeks. He was on MVP level season.
You guys are always behind. You guys are always losing, and you throw like crazy. We talked about.
But when you're losing, you have to throw.
Oh, yeah.
Call Matty Stafford
That's my
up.
point. That's
Sling
my
it.
point.
Yeah, he's still throwing dots. His touchdown ratio was 18-5.
Did you
He's
see-
he's an MVP candidate.
Okay.
Hey, you guys got rid of
was
him.
an MVP.
Not us.
candidate.
Huh?
You guys got rid of him, not us.
That's true.
You guys put the angel.
It's probably those
The
guys.
angel in
Those
and-
guys from Troy out
The
there
astronaut?
coming back. They're shooting arrows from the stands. That's a big Achilles reference. If you didn't get it,
Brutal.
That's great.
Did not get
great
it.
movie, by the way. A lot of like unknown actors in there that were just stars.
in Troy,
Troy.
yeah, Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom.
Yes, but there was also
And what's
unknown
the
guys
girl's
that-
name?
that blew up.
That's famous too.
A girl?
Yeah,
Rose.
Namor Yunus?
that's
No,
It's
no,
not
her name's Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne.
the lead actress name
Not
is
an
not
idea
Rose
who that
Byrne.
is.
Rose Byrne
No,
is the
it's
girl
not.
from Neighbors.
No, the girl with blonde
Oh.
hair that is Helen of Troy.
She is the least famous person in that movie.
She's
out of
she's pretty famous.
no, Rose
I
Byrne.
don't think I've seen that movie.
Rose
so.
Byrne is
Never seen Troy.
the priest that falls in love with Brad Pitt in that movie, and
Nathan,
she's the biggest
Nathan from
Female
WWE.
actor.
He's in that movie.
actress. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's Broagrius.
What?
The guy that Brad Pitt kills in the beginning.
The very beginning. Oh,
Yeah.
the big dude. Yeah.
His name.
Spoiler
His
alert.
name is Nathan. He was in the WWE.
Yeah. He's a big dude. That's probably the best scene of the movie. And it's in the very first 5 minutes.
I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't say it's the best scene in the movie.
Pretty damn good scene.
Best scene in the movie is probably when the king of Troy sneaks into Achilles' tent and says, "I want to kiss the hand of the man who killed my son." That is a great part of the movie.
Well written for sure. But
Did
if
you
we're
guys just
talking
recently
about-
watch this? Because you guys know
I've seen
I've
this
seen it
movie
thousands of
so
times.
many. It's 3 hours long. It's a great movie.
I'm gonna go home and watch it tonight.
Amir, the reason why me and Sharpe don't get along is we're exactly the same. Exactly.
Except for this
the
guy's
same.
fat.
This guy's short. All right.
Damn.
Yep, that's
What a
fair.
jerk.
Yeah, I've never seen Troy. I've
That's a must watch.
yeah, maybe.
No,
It- No, it's an absolute
That's
must watch.
that's a top 3 movie, I think, for me. Troy's in top 3.
It's a,
Name your top 3.
Yeah, let's hear this.
No particular order.
Well, I don't know what number 1 is, but Butterfly Effect's probably number 2.
Okay, there we go.
Pretty good.
Now I see where this top 3 is going.
It is a good. It is a good movie.
But-
I'd love to hear another one.
Aston Kutcher.
Oh, sheesh. I don't know.
I don't know another movie.
I don't know another one. That I don't know what number 1 would be.
It doesn't have to be, the
It might be
one.
Troy, honestly. I think I've seen Troy the
So you have
most.
Troy,
Troy's probably my
Butterfly Effect, and
I don't know, dude.
I was trying to think of a movie. Not Supernatural. What's the movie?
Super bad. Classic.
Superbad's good, but no. There's a. What's the movie that's just like Supernatural, where it's like 4 guys got powers? Me and you used to watch all the time in high school.
yeah.
It was like
yeah.
Teen Wolf-esque.
Yeah. It's
The Covenant.
The Covenant. That's
The Covenant.
Yeah, Covenant. That's a decent
Shout out
movie.
The Covenant.
It's a decent movie.
I'm gonna
bunch
move
of-
closer to this side because I
bunch
don't know what
of-
the fuck y'all are
yeah.
talking
Hopefully
about.
this trivia doesn't have to do with Those movies.
Abstract.
The guy from
Not gonna get me.
Friday Night Lights is in it.
Never seen Friday Night Lights.
Man, you guys are struggling.
Yeah.
It's okay. I hope you're spending your time doing something productive because we weren't.
Yeah. Sports betting.
Oh,
Oof.
Yeah. Sports betting.
It's actually
at
investment.
14 years old.
Investment research.
Okay. No, I like that.
No, I don't know what I was doing. I just wasn't watching those movies.
What
I was
were-
watching other movies.
How'd you spend your time as a 14-year-old?
What grade was I in when I was 14?
Freshman.
It's usually about freshman year. Yeah.
Freshman
8th grade
year.
freshman year.
Wow. I don't know. What was I doing when I was 14? Oh my God, I don't remember. What?
Yeah.
What the hell? What were you doing? Hold on.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, no fucking clue.
No, I
Yeah.
think like freshman year was I was pretty heavily invested in soccer at the time. I was playing for high school team, club team, hanging out with the boys. That was a hardcore parkour summer where me and the fellas would just ride around the playgrounds and do backflips off stuff unsuccessfully.
Which fellas would these be? I don't remember that.
This would be Michael Jarrow, our very own Dylan Reed, and I'm using all last
No
names.
last names.
It's our own
And Mike Sharpe.
our producer Dylan, our co-anchor Mike, and then our other Mike over here. And it was interesting. Like at the time, everyone was videotaping stuff. They're all putting on YouTube. Everyone's making videos of doing things. I don't think we ever videotaped a single thing of our hardcore parkour.
Not one.
They were not videotaping stuff at the time.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How old were we?
That was primetime YouTube.
No, it was not.
That was when
You-
YouTube first started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
That was
were
not
videotaping
prime
everything.
time
That is
YouTube.
like skate video time, where literally there was videos out there of just like
Dude.
wipeouts on skateboards.
Vine wasn't even out yet.
Well, yeah, that's very different.
Nothing was out yet.
No, that was
This is pre-social media.
not true,
This is the
man.
beginning of
You
MySpace.
don't give us enough credit. This was MySpace time for sure.
MySpace started in like 6
MySpace
Oh.
was our 6th grade year.
Never mind. I know what I was doing when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
I was customizing my top 8,
yeah.
and that's it. And customized my
And
profile.
none of y'all was in that.
You were learning how to code and you didn't even realize it.
No, that's not really coding.
Oh, fuck.
Do you guys remember your first day of high school?
No, man. I can't remember what I did any part of that year.
I remember my first day of high school because I went to a different high school. So I was the new guy.
Everybody
AKA
was the new guy. It's your first day of high school.
He's got a strong point there.
Well, I didn't go to the high school that everyone from middle school went to.
Where'd you go?
I went to Freedom.
I knew that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. They used to call me like, hey, get him. Like, oh, shit. I miss my
I want to
friends.
go back to Harwood.
Can we get a hard
Nothing's
bleep on that?
changed.
Yeah, nothing's changed. It's stuck.
Anything happened this week, boys? Any fun stories? What day of the week is this?
Tuesday. Yeah, I went to 3 concerts.
All right.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of concerts.
You know, it's
don't
either,
know.
It's either that or drugs. What do you want from me?
I feel like it's both.
I was gonna say I can't think
Sometimes
of.
it's both,
I was gonna say.
but not on this weekend. It was one-sided.
Well,
What's that?
EDM, electronic. What genre are we
What?
talking?
Who'd you go see?
I saw Action Bronson for all of 10 minutes.
Pretty good.
Apparently he came on at like 7:30 p.m. No opener. I didn't get the memo. Showed up around 8:30. Yep. Last few songs. Saw an encore. Brutal.
Cool. What else?
What was the encore? Oh, he came. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He came back out.
He came back out.
What was
You
the
lost
encore,
me.
actually?
You lost me there. 'Cause I was
Who does the encore?
Believe it
What
or
was
not,
the song on the encore?
I only knew like 2 songs, so I was hoping to see one specifically.
yeah,
No, didn't see it.
classic.
They only had XXL shirts available, tour shirts. I'm like, all right,
Fits.
cool. Really enjoying this concert.
Right.
Went to Ebor right after. Saw Subtronics. Had the worst headache, and we went to a
Not familiar.
rave club. Pounding bass.
Who's Subtronics? Do we know anything?
If you don't know, he's the man. He's cool.
He got his jacket signed.
I got a hockey jersey from his tour, drunkenly, of course. I spent $130. Support the artist.
Yikes.
And stumbled across 7th Ave looking for some pizza. Got some pizza. Walking back to the car, I'm like, maybe I see him outside the club. I saw him outside the club, and he signed my jersey. Cool guy.
That's pretty cool.
I got a picture with him. I'm like, please, somebody take a picture.
It's worth the trip.
Quick.
Nobody took a picture, so I took a selfie. It's the first selfie I've taken in
3
God
weeks.
knows, now like 30 years. That's my whole life.
What?
Say
Who
one
was the
and
third?
done.
The third was a pool party at the Hard Rock. We went to go see the Chainsmokers. We all know the Chainsmokers. Come on.
Yeah, classic.
Solid.
How many times have you seen the Chainsmokers?
This was my second. I saw them in
Oh,
like
really?
2013, right when they were blowing up. Now you don't ever see them because they charge like almost $1 million to show up anywhere, which is absolutely absurd.
I mean, they're a big name. Just like you said, everyone knows the Chainsmokers.
Not that big.
They might be the
Chainsmokers
biggest.
are not a big name. They're probably the biggest name in that space.
They might be the biggest name. But it was a pool party and it started storming.
I don't know any songs by the Chainsmokers.
So yeah, you know a couple songs.
Couldn't name them. They all sound the same. But either way,
Biggest name.
they're definitely the biggest name in that space.
They moved the whole concert inside to a little concert venue. Awesome, real intimate experience.
That'd be cool.
You don't see someone that big in that small of a space.
Right. That's what I wanted to go see John Legend in that space because I feel like that'd be like John Legend. I feel like Ed Sheeran would fit that space really well. Dermot Kennedy, also not a well-known name, but big fan of Dermot Kennedy. All of them would be perfect for that kind of like venue. That's kind of the concert I want to go to is those small spaces, intimate, where they can like have one-on-ones, talk to people. The big major like Taylor Swift type stuff, it's cool. I feel like it'd be an awesome thing, but I could watch that in theaters and get the full experience.
Oh, I'd want to see her at a small venue.
Right?
Intimate.
Are you talking about theaters like a movie or like?
Yeah, she dropped
literally like
she dropped a
movie.
tour movie.
And you'd like to go see that?
Like, well, I think I'd rather see that. And I mean, of course, price has a lot to do with this. Price factors in significantly. But if I was going to go, I'd rather pay the $10 to see it in theater, get the same experience as I would pay $4,000 to go see her in a big stadium.
I'd rather spend $0.
I concur with the $0.
Just watch
I'm
it
in.
on. If you're gonna watch Taylor Swift, which why are you watching Taylor Swift? Are you gay? You watch it on YouTube, right? Just watch a video on YouTube. It's the same.
Not the same. Come on.
Not the same.
What is this? Directors? You can
Right.
you could probably watch the movie.
Oh, no,
on
if
YouTube.
you're talking about
On
the
YouTube.
movie,
We're
sure.
talking about going to or watching a musical act. My iPhone 6 does not have the same speakers as a
Yeah, upgrade your life,
IMAX
buddy.
music theater.
Upgrade your
iPhone
life, buddy.
iPhone 6. What are you doing?
Fair enough.
You goddamn grandpa. What are you talking about? iPhone 6.
Yeah, it was a
They don't even make updates for that anymore.
it was a fun 24-hour run. Brutal.
That sounds pretty cool though.
Yeah, no,
No,
Brutal.
sounds-
It was an
sounds like a
expensive
lot.
weekend.
I personally, my body couldn't handle that.
Yep,
telling
it
you right
caught
now.
up to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm very, very cautious of how I spend my time these days.
Interesting.
As far as I don't know, I'm pretty busy. I stay on the move, but I also just make sure I always schedule time for a nap.
Of course.
Gotta schedule.
What's
time
your
for a
guys'
good
thoughts
nap.
on Asian women?
Thoughts on what aspect?
I knew it was gonna break them. I knew it. I was gonna throw this out. This gets me. Don't talk about Asian women.
Come on, dude. You're
I'm
making
in.
them drink the ant water.
They're hot. They're hot. Yeah.
Hotties?
Yeah. They're hot.
Yeah, I saw Godzilla this weekend.
I'm trying to get a little orange chicken in my white rice.
I thought
if
that
you
was
know
last
what I'm saying.
Godzilla -1. Did you really see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I've been wanting to see it.
It's in Japanese
Yeah,
with English subs.
that's totally fine.
And I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a great movie, but it was shot well, and I didn't feel like tired through the whole movie. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was into it the whole time.
That's good. That's good. I feel like people have lost, like, because the American version of Godzilla has really lost the original message of Godzilla. Godzilla now is purely just like an action flick. It's a monster movie, right? It's just someone destroying the town. They still like factor in the fact that, I mean, I don't know. The U.S. version of it hits it too on the nose. They treat it as, it's like a superhero movie. And then, but the original, like the first intentions of Godzilla, it was very like satire and like a political message on the fact that they're blaming big business, the government, on how they're handling these major, like climate change, all these major decisions, and they're being so like frivolous and just making poor choices. And Godzilla was the result of people's ignorance. And I feel like that's a whole nother level. So I've always been more inclined to watch like the Japanese versions of Godzilla because they're just so much more background to them. Even though, don't get me wrong, Godzilla versus Kong, I watched that like 5 times on a bachelor party once. It's a great time. But at the same time, whenever I think that the substance of what these movies could be has been lost.
Sorry, I brought it up. No, I'm just kidding. No, I agree. I mean, I feel like Godzilla in the old movies, like the original ones, like Godzilla was the bad guy. And then like for a while it was like, oh, Godzilla's kind of the good guy, saving us from the other monsters.
Right.
And thankfully this one he's back to
being
back to
bad.
OG, back to being a bad guy.
Wait, is
being bad.
what you said factual? Is there actually like a story behind it?
From what I've seen, I've experienced in the movies, like watching the old Japanese movies, that's kind of what they get across. Yeah. I'm not making that up. That's not my personal opinion. That's like literally what it's stood on.
I never knew that. That's cool.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot deeper than it looks. I mean, especially when you look back at the old ones and it looks just like the Power Rangers show where they're literally just guys in suits and you could tell it's like Legos on the ground, the buildings that are knocking over. It's still got that same sort of action scenes, but this was also made in like what, 1964, 54. And so to get that kind of message across that early on, pretty cool.
Power Rangers Mighty Morphin was pretty good though.
It was. I'm a big
Where
fan.
the ooze takes over.
The purple sludge.
Yeah, it's the ooze.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ivan Ooze.
Is it Ivan Ooze?
That's his name, Ivan Ooze.
Avenues.
Ooze.
It was pretty good.
They go roller skating.
They
Through.
play a great song at the end.
They play a great song when they go roller
It's Van
skating.
Halen.
Well, what? What song do they play by Van Halen?
I don't know the song, but Dylan will play it. I don't know that. I can't think of the song. It's
How's it go?
come on, man. It's just a great song.
Mighty Morphin Power
No, that's
Well,
not-
Rangers.
when
not
they
it.
go roller skating through the town during the fight scenes, they do play. People, boom, boom, keep on rocking.
Oh yeah.
in the movie.
oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do we think that they like things like the Power Rangers or all these like Marvel movies, all the superhero part of what goes along with that is that they want to hide their identity? Do we think that's a sales tactic to where it makes everybody feel like, hey, I could be that superhero because it's somebody behind a mask? Or do we think that's purely for the fact that they want to hide their identity so their loved ones don't get hurt?
What superhero or character have they not revealed their identity?
I mean, they have revealed, but whenever you see them actually doing heroic stuff, they're masked.
I think it's just like Superman, right? Like all that. Like it's your identity's withheld for your individual safety at like for the normal side, but like I guess your family safety and the people, your loved ones, like you said. It's not like I mean, I guess it could make sense marketing wise that they hide their faces and have masks and everything, so that way anybody growing up can go, "Ooh, I want to be the red Power Ranger or the yellow Power Ranger or whatever."
Right.
Which red was always the best.
I
But-
think they do it
white.
just because they look sick as fuck, bro.
well, that's also true.
They do look sick. They do look sick. And of course, it makes it. I feel like a full mask is cooler than just like a helmet.
What would be more impressive if you saw me going to beat some guy up, or you saw me dressed as Deadpool,
Probably you, because
Or the-
ain't no way it could happen.
or the Green Bastard?
The Green Bastard.
Yeah,
Who's that?
Trailer Park Boys. Check
That's
it
not
out.
a superhero.
Deep take.
Deep take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Maybe you guys will win this trivia.
We do. We got. some
We
deep
are
take.
not on the
We can
same
pull.
team.
We can pull from that.
You guys don't want to be on the same
I
team?
told you last week, and I'll say it again. I
Hey.
hate this guy.
If we can win together, 'cause I
Anything
feel like
is
that means more than beating them.
You think we're building bridges like that live on the air? No way,
I
bro.
don't think we're building bridges. I think I'm going to carry you.
Oh.
You're welcome
Yeah,
for
I'm
that.
too big for you, little soft girl. You ain't picking me up.
Stirring the pot up.
I love it.
I think
I love
I go
it.
to Golden Corral and I think of Bryce every single time. You know why?
Because the guy's scooping your ice cream.
I get to the end of the line and it's soft serve, baby. It's coming right in the cone.
I love it.
I love the come right in the cone.
What the fuck you doing at Golden Corral?
I think that's the real problem.
What do you mean?
Golden
have-
Corrals is good. I can't. I can't knock Golden
1999.
Corral.
They have a guy that slices steak for you at the beginning, like it's Benihana's.
We
Yeah.
lived like maybe a mile away from a Golden Corral in Tallahassee. Never went. That's
Hold
a-
on.
that's a
No, we
problem.
went.
You ever
I
been to
never-
Benihana's?
never been to Golden Corral.
You ever been to Benihana's?
No,
It's fucking Benihana's.
They don't do that at Benihana's.
they used to maybe.
Uh,
That's how they do like hibachi.
yeah, it's hibachi.
Yeah, they
They
slice
slice the steak.
steak.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They don't do
Nah.
that at Golden Corral. They actually cook you up a steak.
No,
You
they
got
do.
Or
nice-
they slice other meats.
They do. No, they slice steaks now.
Really?
Yeah, they got a guy.
Sorry to hear.
Guy just stands there, cuts steak for you.
They
Please,
still got a
sir.
guy-
I don't want to do
You still
this.
got a guy that cooks the steaks for you?
Yeah,
Oh, thank God.
same guy.
Oh God, this guy is working overtime.
They started giving him $1.50 an hour more, and now he does a lot more work.
I agree. I would
Brutal.
do.
But the idea of a buffet is just wild to me. You got to think about how much food is just sitting around on like a self-service line, and then the amount of food that's just sitting in the back that's ready to go to replace it. That's so much food.
Keep that steam going.
Yeah, but you think you're getting fresh food when you go up to the line, and then they bring something else from the back, like, oh, this is fresh.
Does anyone
No.
think going to a buffet they're getting fresh food?
Yeah.
It depends on the buffet, but most of the times, no.
Valid point.
Well, when they bring out a fresh pan, you're like, oh, this is brand new mac and cheese. No, that mac and cheese has just been sitting in a different hot spot.
Right.
For
when
hours.
When I
So
see
it's
that,
fresh to you.
it's more so I think it's warmer than the cold food that's sitting in front of me. But that's fair.
Don't be hating on
I think no, the only buffet
be
I
hating on
love a
buffets,
good I love a good like Chinese buffet. Chinese food at a buffet makes sense to me.
what do you get
Big
at
fan of that.
do you get at the Chinese buffet?
He gets lo mein.
Usually, yeah, lo mein.
He gets a bourbon chicken of some sort.
Not bourbon chicken. I'm teriyaki chicken. I like teriyaki chicken. Teriyaki chicken.
Sushi.
I usually stray away from sushi at a buffet.
Maybe a General Tso.
It depends. General Tso's not bad. I like a beef and broccoli. Beef and broccoli
Yeah.
usually hits pretty well.
I don't really like the beef in it though. I just eat the broccoli.
The broccoli is the best part of that
Yeah.
because it gets a little sauce on it. I'm a big fan of that.
A little beefy sauce broccoli.
Yeah, it's usually, I stick with those three. If
think
they have some ice cream, I'll hit some ice cream up.
I think I'm too American for Chinese buffets. I get in there, I get the mac and cheese, the spare ribs,
The pizza.
the pizza.
I'll tell you, I don't think there's
and-
many things more American than a Chinese buffet.
Yeah, Golden Corral.
Well said. God bless America.
But the best thing at a Chinese buffet, and we can just go ahead and all agree on this, is the ice cream selection.
At the Chinese buffet?
Yes,
no,
dude.
it's disgusting.
What? They
I
have
don't,
like-
I don't even
what?
get the ice cream at
It's
the buffet.
practically
I also
it's
don't get
practically
it.
Cold Stone at
No.
they got
No, not-
15
yeah,
different
stretch.
flavors.
See, you had
That's a
Amir, and then you
stretch.
called it Cold Stone, and
Yeah.
he's not gonna let that fly.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
That's
He
a
will
stretch.
Those are
deny
fighting
that.
words.
I went to
Like, yeah. No.
I went to a
Not
place
at all.
called there's a place called Milksters in Jacksonville and
Milksters?
Milksters. It's an ice cream place.
Oh, okay. I was confused with something else.
It
Milkster serving cream fresh to you.
yeah, pretty much. I was actually pretty surprised by it. So it's a different setup. So you go in and it's not just pre-portioned ice cream. It's not in a gallon jugs. So what you do is you walk in, you grab a cup. In the cup, you start adding your filling. The same thing. Think about like the opposite of like a frozen yogurt place. So you go in, you grab all your toppings, put it all in the cup, and then you walk in. You take liquid version of the ice cream. So if you want like chocolate, they have like sweet cream. They had strawberry, and you fill up your cup on top of like I did Oreo, graham cracker, mint crisp, that kind of thing, and not mint crisp,
Yummy.
mint.
No, you already said it. That sounds
What is
disgusting.
not mint crisp? What's the
you revealed
Andy's
it.
mints? Andy's mints.
Okay.
Put all that in the
Still
cup.
disgusting.
Topped it off with the sweet cream, and then you hand it to them. You put it on the top, and they literally just have like a dry ice with the mixing bowl, and they turn it into ice cream right in front of you.
Oh, so it's like Genghis Grill, but with ice cream.
But yeah, exactly.
Genghis
That's a very
Grill.
good,
Soon to be out of business.
very
Got
good
it.
metaphor for it.
Genghis Grill.
Analogy comparison.
I don't think it exists
And-
anymore.
Delicious.
Genghis Grill or Milkies?
Milksters.
There's
it
a
was
Genghis Grill
some of
by
the best
me
ice cream I've
in
ever
New
had.
York. It was good.
Going back to buffets, do you guys remember going to Florida Gulf Coast for that party?
Yeah.
Yes,
And we all went to the Chinese buffet the next
that's
day?
my birthday party.
There was a
What was
cockroach
your
on the
birthday
wall.
party? There was a cockroach on the wall.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bryce.
At what?
I was building up to the cockroach on the wall.
Wasn't that
That's all I
CC's
remembered.
Pizza?
Nope, it was the
Oh,
staple Chinese
yeah,
buffet.
staple
It was
Chinese buffet,
next
yeah.
to a CC's Pizza.
Dude, we were so drunk for that.
Yeah, what the hell happened? Too much Pinnacle whipped.
Oh, I splurged on that one. We had the good stuff.
Yeah, I got blacked out.
There was so many people at the party. It was like 300 or 400 people.
No,
Okay, it was like 100 people.
there was maybe like 20 people there.
You're out of your mind. There was way more than that.
Nah, but it was a fun 20.
There was way more. Our friend group was 20. There was at like 1 o'clock in the morning. There's like 40 people or 50 people that showed up
I mean, that's
in
not
one
300.
group. I
We
know.
did have a big group.
I brought it down. I got realistic.
A
It was
gated
like-
neighborhood. It was a big ass house.
It was awesome. I put
It
a
was
skateboard
awesome.
through the wall.
That was when
Don't look at me like I went. I didn't go.
No,
I'm looking
it
at you
was-
because I'm confused. I don't remember that.
for
I was drunk and I got on a skateboard and I fell and I went into the wall. And I
Oh,
just-
you didn't put the skateboard in the wall. You put yourself in the wall on
no,
the
no,
skateboard.
no. I was on the skateboard and I fell forward and the skateboard went back into the wall and I just put something in front of it.
Who was sleeping in the tub? I thought that was you.
that was Michael Jarrell.
It was Michael Giro.
Damn. Didn't he wake up to play basketball the next morning?
We all did.
We all
Oh.
It was horrible.
For some reason, bush diving was a trend at that time.
I do remember that.
I forgot about that.
Bush diving was a trend, and it was basically like someone, I don't know if we called it out, but we would just act like we were getting chased by the cops or something, and then a car would be driving, and to avoid the spotlights, you just dive into a bush. And so we're walking to the buffet. It's maybe like 2 miles away, and pretty sure I was the only one that did it. So I don't know if there was a game. I'm just trying to like give myself a little credit. But I was like, all right, bush dive. Jumped into the bush. Didn't realize that there's a retention pond past the bush. So I jumped through the bush, fell about 15 feet, and just disappeared.
Brutal.
No one could see me. No one knew where I was at. I just stumbled out of the bush.
For some context, there was a walkway that had a handlebar that kind of indicated that it was going to be a far jump. You jumped over the handrail and said, this is going to be great.
Didn't think in the middle of the field that there'd be a 15-foot drop.
Middle of the field, it was
right off the
it was
interstate.
a bridge.
Right off the interstate. Fell 50 feet, bounced right back up.
Because this is going to be a quick drop.
Continued, got extra excited about my
That was
buffet.
awesome. I tell that story all the
It was a
time.
good time.
Yeah, we're all eating Chinese buffet. Like, where's Bryce?
No, I caught up. I caught up, but not
He's
well.
currently swimming in the Everglades.
You made a stop at Milky's getting ice cream.
Milksters.
Oh, my bad.
Milkers.
Come on now. They're a great place.
Milkies.
Great family-owned place, Jacksonville. If you
That's
guys
what
get a
we call
chance to
some
visit, go
sweet
for it.
See tits?
Sweet tits.
Oh, sweet tits.
Milkers.
You guys think? Yeah. You guys think your sex drive is higher now than it was in your 20s?
Not at all. I've brought it up to my doctor.
In my
Completely ignored
20s,
it.
Or your late teen, or your teens and 20s, but
Are you saying you have low sex drive?
All-time low libido.
What about you?
Zen,
no,
baby.
I think mine is like it's only this past year. I feel like it's just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
oh, it's skyrocketed. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
I could
TRT
jerk
will
off
do that
10
to you.
times a day. If you,
Send me to the moon.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
So
I feel like I digress for a little bit. Maybe I'm back to normal.
I feel like
in 20s I didn't really care. It was like whatever.
I'm with you.
Now I'm like, yeah, I could go another round. Yeah, feel like I'm fucking Floyd Mayweather at this point.
I will say this is an all-time low for me in having sex. Like early 20s, mid 20s, even late 20s. A lot of sex. Not a lot of sex. I'm fucking Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
But good amount of sex. And it kind of got boring. And now I haven't had sex in a while. It's like, I can jerk off 37
What was boring
times.
about it?
Huh?
What?
What was boring about it?
Yeah, I was boring about sex.
Well, I'm not like, well endowed, so I don't have very many moves I can do. It's more of like just a poke and stick, and you
never hit the helicopter? Just
I don't know how you would hit the helicopter while having sex.
Yeah.
That's more of like a
It's more of a game you play by yourself.
that's more of like I just knocked it out. Now just
Oh, right.
check
I'm
me
not
out.
having sex.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like I'm Steph Curry. Just hit the three. Well, that's mellow, and then just hit the helicopter. No, I definitely didn't do that, but it's just boring, bro. Like it's boring to me.
I'm more of the backside propeller for the helicopter, the smaller one.
vertical spinning.
Yeah.
Much more impressive.
Thanks.
It's easy.
Bryce?
I would say me and my sex game is Bryce right now.
This guy's hitting the helicopter twice.
let's say your partner was.
Yeah, I'd suck it.
Let's say your partner just wasn't open to having sex for an extended period of time. Could you guys stick around?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not an issue.
Am I in love already?
What's the length you could go?
However long I got to go.
How long has it been since I've had sex last? That long.
He's like, however long that is, add a couple years.
I mean, if it's a important thing, I would go the distance. Shout out Hercules. Is it a test in a game? I'm out.
It's not a test or a game.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it's a test or a game,
Yeah, if it was like, we're dating and it was like, oh, we're not gonna have sex, we're not gonna do this, and it's like, man, it is what it is. As long as like I see myself with this girl, it's not like I guess I'm not trying to date to not marry or
Right.
whatever, or even talk to not date to then marry. So I think it's easier to say yes and just be, whatever. Life is life, and I'll wait if we gotta wait. I don't.
Is it
Even like talking to girls, like people are like, how long, like how many dates would you have to go on before you try to have sex with them? Like, I don't care. Like, 50,000 dates, whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not here to like. That's not my mindset of it. It's like I'm trying to build. So
No, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like, if we're dating to find the person you're going to marry, that's the difference between us and a lot of guys out there. And I think
fuck boys.
exactly. Well said. Well, no, I think that's
Fucking
the
pussies.
change. It's like that makes a difference between you willing to wait and not willing to wait. So, but I agree.
What about no physical touch?
No physical
Well,
touch
not
would
like
be
physical,
difficult.
like a handle it, like no kissing, no like no.
I feel like that's a little bit harder.
no
But
handy J's, no.
I mean, I don't care about the handy J's, but like I feel like kissing and stuff. The kissing I feel like is a little bit harder.
Yeah,
Because like now it's like affection in general.
right. At
But,
that point, you're not building.
like now I'm just that we're just friends.
if
yeah,
it,
We're pen
exactly.
pals.
If it's-
Yeah.
100%.
if it's no sex, that's easy.
Yeah.
If there's no handy J's, it's like, come on.
No, I don't
Sweetie,
care.
come on.
The handy J's is fine. I don't care.
I need a handy J within like 90
You can
days.
handy J yourself.
90 days, I return it.
90-day handy J.
You don't have a receipt.
Yeah, at the end of the day, sex is
Call Joe for the
it's all
receipts.
relative. If it's love, though,
Love, I need love.
love lasts
You-
a lifetime.
Do you feel like that's something like? Trying to think of the best way to describe this. So, whenever you get married, you're going to have sex with that person for the rest of your life, right? Like that is the person you're going to be committed to.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you need to know anything about that person's sexuality beforehand, before you make that commitment?
Sexuality or their sexual past?
Or
Not
experience.
past. Literally
Experience.
just
What do you mean sexuality?
Like,
What they can do.
because I mean, we've all
How that body works.
Or what?
basically we've all had sex with people that wasn't up to.
Oh, like bad
Compared
sex
to
versus
others.
good sex?
Right.
I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter.
I think if it's really bad, you'll learn or you'll find out. You'll figure out each other's spots.
Yeah.
You'll figure out each other's whatever it is, and then if it's really good, then
It's really good.
Hey, congratulations!
Right.
Even though in the back of your mind you'll be like, "All right, what's
Yeah.
the body count? Because
Yeah.
this is a little too much."
Wait a tick.
Where'd you learn how to do this?
That's
I know Riley Reid, and she ain't doing that.
no, that's an interesting point because I feel like the key is whenever you're not, if you're at a point where you're not having sex, right, but you're having a relationship with someone without having sex involved. One, they're going to be more open to like, hey, let's communicate, let's talk about it, let's work through things that we want to enjoy with each other. And you're not getting someone that's going into it thinking they're the shit. Like they know what they're doing. They
Yeah.
have tricks, and their tricks end up being like using teeth while they're going down.
Hell yeah.
It's just scary
That's
shit.
nobody's
Oh.
trick.
Oh, shit. I like a little bit of teeth though, once in a while.
Oh boy.
You don't?
Oh boy,
No.
I'm with you on that though. Like it's like my sex game, or I'm assuming 99% of male sex game is not that impressive. So it's like if you're having sex with they've never had sex before, it's probably pretty even, unless you're like a porn star. There's nothing crazy going on.
Yeah, I'm like a cameraman. I just point and click.
Could you just lay right here? Just lay right here
Yeah.
and look at me.
Oh, we started. I'm already finished. I'm already finished.
I've been done. Holy shit!
You're so hot.
But now that I'm in my
You're so hot.
now that I'm 30 though, I could probably go another few more times. So
Give me about 2-3 minutes. I'll make a
Yeah.
sandwich.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, dude.
me now, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like I mean, it's not 2-3 minutes. It's probably 5 to
But I-
10 minutes.
yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm ready back.
No,
in
but
the,
I'm saying
back
like
in
you
the
already.
fight.
You already made a sandwich?
Where's my ring guy at? Fucking ice me up a little bit. Calm me down. All right, you got to stick and move, stick and move a little better.
I need my corner guy.
Bing, bing. All right, we're back in.
Take me up. Take me up.
Exactly.
Cut me. Cut the coach.
Exactly.
I can't see. Cut me. Cut me.
Exactly.
What? Here's a question. Does body count matter? If you're looking for a girl, does it matter?
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah.
I mean, don't hit me with a fucking.
What's a
So,
what's a
I
number that
say-
you cut off? You go, whoa.
I say no, and then I'll let them go. I say no, but it's really a big shout out to. There's a song called "Prostitute Flange" by Lil Wayne, and it talks
wrong
about
song.
like anything that ever happened before me. Like, doesn't matter. I don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
It's all about like us and now.
That's good philosophy. Lil Wayne's on to something.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I agree with that philosophy, but I'm also, I don't know, I'm a naturally jealous person. So it's my own
feel that.
internal issue. But I mean, if you're just putting up numbers,
You throw them.
Now if you,
I probably lose a little respect and be
If
like,
you're,
damn,
if you're
like,
brawny for the last 23 years, yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you had a one night where there was like 10 guys, I mean, maybe don't tell me about it. I don't know.
I mean, what's better, one night, 10 guys, or 10 one night?
Sweetie's taking down the
10 one night.
Philadelphia Eagles
1000%
starting
10
lineup.
one night.
10 one night.
No,
All
you
right.
said it.
Each their own.
Wait, no. Yeah, one night with 10 separate people, separate nights. Yeah, we're on.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we're
10 nights, one guy.
10
Yeah.
nights.
No, one night, 10 guys.
Yeah, one night,
Yes,
10
10
guys.
nights, one guy.
I don't know,
What
man.
if it's like
That's-
one night,
one
5
night.
guys, 5 girls?
I mean, I had 5 guys one
And
time.
then her.
I'm confused.
What's there to be confused about?
Is that me?
I'd say for me it does matter. I'd like a girl. I like a good old fashioned woman, that hides that shit, doesn't tell anybody, doesn't dress like a salute, hasn't had sex with 75
Wait,
dudes.
do you want
What's your number,
Do you
though?
want
Yeah, what's
someone
your
that
number?
hides that shit, or do you want someone that
no,
doesn't have that
hides,
to hide?
hides that shit, like hides the pussy. You know what I'm saying?
God.
A
Keeps
nice,
it
Oh,
on
a
the
nice
dick.
Muslim girl
Yeah,
covered up.
Hashmina maybe.
Damn.
I like.
Hashmina.
Shout out to you, Hashmina.
If there's
I
any
like-
single
he's looking
Hashminas out
for
there
you.
hiding that
I
puss.
like an old fashioned woman. I'm not with it.
Let's hear your number. What's your number?
Yeah, what is the number that's like?
My
Ooh,
number is like it's be like ew. It's like I can.
He's
be-
like 2.5.
that's a lot, dude. No, I'd say like 5 is respectable.
No. What is
5, and how old is this girl?
Well, probably like 25, maybe.
You think 5
Hold
What
on,
are you
hold
talking
on.
about? We just
So
had a
your-
conversation about.
Your ideal woman
has only
Go
had
ahead.
has
sex
only had
with
sex with
5
people,
men?
and she's 25 years old,
Yeah,
and you're 31.
yeah.
And how many girls have you had sex with?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's my question. What is your number?
I mean, I feel like that's reaching, especially now.
Well, the girl I was just talking to never had sex with anybody.
Good
Well,
for her.
How old is she? We can bleep out whatever we got to do.
30.
That's great.
Yeah, I started talking to her again like last week.
Well, you know what? I'm happy for you
Send
and
her
her.
this episode. She'll drop you real quick.
No, she won't.
Well, I hope it
Sweetie's
works
never had
out.
sex with anybody. She's got to find someone.
Yeah.
She's talking to me. She's talking to me.
When you talk about it like that, yeah, that might be what you just
But no,
want.
I mean, honestly, I think that's what everybody wants. I mean, I would like that too, but I don't really care. Like
I
I
don't
said,
think 5 is a crazy number.
I think
for-
5 is
Like
low.
crazy low?
I think 5 is low
5 is
for
low for-
today's standards.
well, that's.
Now, if this was 15 years ago,
I said a nice woman.
well, I like nice women.
I didn't say an average woman that goes out clubbing and
Are you the man a nice woman would want?
hell yeah, hell yeah, dude. You know, I will provide. I'll give that lady everything she wants, dude.
Damn, he got that sexy pepper voice.
Right.
He brought in
I'll
the
give
sexy
her
pepper.
everything she wants.
Nice loyal man.
I'll stop Uber Eating tomorrow
But if
unless
she-
she wants it.
But if she asks for your number, you're gonna be like, it's not important.
That's not
Sweetie,
important.
sweetie, I got so much more to offer.
I could throw the number out there, but it's like
Sweetie, it's about now,
it's like
not
it's
then.
it's like 5, like 5.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect number.
This year?
it's been a while.
January was a crazy month. Ever since
I
then.
dated a girl for a long time, so I shouldn't say a high number.
Well, that's also true. That's very true.
Do you think you ended up where you were supposed to be at your age?
For the sexual part
Where-
or the non-sexual part?
Where I'm
Piggybacking to normal
If
life.
it's
Right.
sexual, I'm way above what I should have been.
where I'm supposed to be, where I want to
Yeah.
be.
Did you picture yourself in this position? Okay, so I've never thought about what I wanted to do in life and be like, okay, at this age I want to do this.
Yeah.
Or I did until I realized that I'm an idiot and that's not going to happen, and then I became a no expectations guy. So saying that, it's like, did you have a goal or a dream? Like, okay, by 30, I want to do this. And then now that you're 30, do you feel like you kept up with it, or that it just got lost in life and you just kind of adapted to
Yep.
existing and living your everyday life?
Right.
This is for everybody. I know Bryce is the one listening.
I'm ready to
No,
go.
but we're all
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just-
ready.
I
I'm
mean,
just
like,
giving
it
you- I'm
was
giving you
more explaining
feedback.
to him.
I'm ready to
but-
go
I'll
unless
give
you guys
feedback.
want to go.
And I'll go for it, Sharpe, if you're ready.
Yeah, I think I stopped shooting those goals like when I was like 23, 24. I was like, okay, I want to make, double my salary or triple my salary by whatever age. And then I wanted to be a manager. I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that. And then once I did all that, it was like, okay, my expectations are nothing. So I've been a no expectations guy since like 27.
Well, is it because you reached your expectations and you just felt content, or you were just kind of like, okay, it's pointless to create more because you're just
I went with
you're chasing?
I went with the path of I met these expectations, and the gratification I got personally for doing it was less than like hanging with the boys and making a 3-pointer in the middle of a game. Like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Why at that point in your life did you set such low expectations?
I think my expectations were very high at 27 for like not going to college and like just basic, like just my life story. I think the goals I set for 27 were very high.
I mean,
And when did you set them to say at 27 I want to do these things?
It was like a year-to-year thing. So like at 21, I was like, okay, by 22, I want to be making kind of like the general one where everybody goes double your salary, like 44K, and then by like 2.5 or whatever like that. So like when I got to 27, I was trying to make 6 figures. I mean, we make 6 figures by 27. I want to be like an executive chef, which I did all those things, and it's like, okay, well, what now? Like,
did you want to make 6 figures? Or did you want to be a chef, like a successful chef?
I wanted to do both. Just I didn't want to be like a successful chef, like a celebrity chef. I just wanted to be in the career path, like the business I was at. I want to be running this business, which I did. But you get to that point, it's more of like the self-sacrifice you have to make to get to that point. You miss out on so much. I would have much rather just saved like I was working like 80, 90 hours a week all the way up till maybe last year. You miss so much. You miss birthdays, like friend events and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it you get to the point where like now I have like money and like I can hang out with you guys and do podcasts and golf whenever I want and stuff. But I would have rather done that in my 20s and work now.
When you say gratification, are you saying from external parties or your own self?
My own self. Like granted, like people are like, "Oh, great job! Like you know, you done this, you done that," and the people are excited for you and stuff like that. But for yourself, you go home. It's just you and like.
Are you your biggest critic?
No, not anymore. I used to be. I think now I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Sweeties.
Yeah, sweetie, what's that? You get some bears?
A little strawberry teeny?
I can read your mind.
Well, it's interesting because like my goals and my life goals and stuff, partially yours were purely career wise and where you wanted to be salary wise and everything. Mine have been a combination of everything. Like in growing up, I always, my parents' relationship really set a goal for me, and I always wanted to, like, my main goal in life was to have someone to share life with. And on top of that, I need to make sure I'm at a point in my life where I can provide for that person, provide for the family. And that's how I've always like shaped my goals and everything. It's never been, I didn't want to make like a certain salary. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make enough to where I could give my family, the people in my life, like security and be able to enjoy themselves, have a childhood similar to what I had. And it's interesting because that was always a priority for me. Like even in college and high school and stuff, I would put more effort into relationships than I did like my schooling, because I always thought that was number one. Find that, and then everything else comes along with it. So it's true. I mean, right now, I think I'm that finally all came together, and it worked out. I think a lot of that is luck and me like consistently trying and having support and stuff. But no, it's true.
I think that we have pretty similar. Even though you said it was different, it's pretty similar. It's just the way that you get to the point that you're going is basically your upbringing, right? Because I mean, your parents are great. Love your parents. Love your family upbringing. But you go to like my upbringing, it's pretty different. Like your family's more, I don't want to say more successful, but they were more successful, but they're also a little bit older. Doesn't matter. The focus for you from them was go to school, get a good job, and make your way there. Mine was pretty similar, but it was. You need to work. Like there's school is great if you can get into school, but you need to work. So like I would just work all the time, and I was pretty focused on the relationships too. I just chose a wrong partner for me, and that was it.
I would say everybody kind of has the same end goal, right? Well, maybe not everybody, but I think everybody wants to kind of have a family, be well off enough to take care of their family, have their the kids and stuff, and then. Be one. Obviously, not everybody wants that, but I think a lot of people do, and I don't think there's one path to that. I think everybody can kind of make your own path. Now, some people have bigger hiccups in the middle of them, but ultimately, you can try to grind your way through and make it where you want. Some people get there earlier than others. Some people take a longer time to get there. Sure. It feels like at this point, I'm gonna take a little bit longer time to get there. Where it seems like Bryce is. Not there yet, but he's a lot closer, and he's done his due diligence and is getting there. Whereas me or maybe Sharpe or Amir, we're kind of still on that same end goal, but we're just taking a different path to get there. And like Sharpe said, and even for me, well, I guess Sharpe had a little bit of fun, but he was grinding a lot. Now he's like, I don't really want to grind like that. I want to have fun. Whereas for most of my 20s, like I didn't really go out and go hang out and go drink and all that stuff. But like once I moved downtown, or even like slightly before I moved downtown, I went out and started drinking a lot and like going and having that fun. Even though now I'm like, I don't really care for it as much. But there was a time where I wanted to break out, and it's like, wow, this is a lot of fun, but I don't know. I feel like you want the end goal. You want to have a family. You want to be done with all the extra BS,
Right.
and just push through to the next level, which I think is the family and the house and all that stuff.
Do you guys think it's a phase to go through that want of wanting to party, or do you think it's natural that that's what society, offers, and that's kind of like, you could go down this path now and sacrifice experiencing this, or you could go down that path and sacrifice or prolong experiencing, like the family and the serious relationship. And is it like, I mean, I agree with that. Like, I don't think there's a one-way street to get to that end goal, but is it, are you happy with the choice you made? And if not, like, happy, is it like, are you content with where you are ending up now, and like, is it taking you to where you're going?
I think for me that it's partially the person, like whether or not you want to go out and party and stuff like that. I like to party, but I think more for like young women and young men, it's more of like trying to be in a social scene. But I'll party anytime, doesn't matter. Some old guys want to go do a kegger. I'll do a kegger with some old guys.
That's
I like to have
interesting
fun.
because I also like to party.
No, my name's
Rod. I party.
and I party.
I think. Go ahead.
What was the second part of that?
I think there was like 6 parts actually,
Yeah.
but is
happy.
it more?
Yeah.
Are you happy with the choices you made, and if not happy as the term, are you content with, like essentially, do you feel like you wasted time? Like that's a lot of
I
thing
do.
people.
I think I wasted time.
And I'm gonna ask this individual, but because you say yes to wasting time, like why do you feel like you wasted time? Is it because you hold yourself to a standard of where you should be and where you want it to be, or are you just experiencing that life doesn't turn out exactly how you expected, and you are where you are because of experiencing life?
I think it's more of a like being reflective as a young man. I just wanted to fuck around, but like I worked real hard, and like, but I would think my life would be so much easier, and people kind of knock college for how much it costs, and like being very specific on what you can use your degree for. But there's a reason why there's college, and there's a reason why the degrees are specific, is because it's going to elevate you into what you want to do as a profession. Whereas if you just go get even the technical degree still works the same thing. If you just go out and work at a job and grind your way to the top, I mean, it's very hard to find somewhere that you're going to be like, okay, I'm passionate about this, and not just trying to put myself in a position to make a lot of money. Because when you get to that point, like where I'm at my career is like I can keep going up the corporate ladder, and sure, I'm going to make a ton of money or whatever, but I could give 2 shits about my job. Could 2 shits. Like it doesn't entertain me to go in there. I would much rather just had gone at like 18, 19, got a degree in like something I'm passionate about, maybe like sports broadcasting or something like that. Entertainment. I don't know what the fuck degree is for.
Sports communication.
Yeah,
Just
communication degree.
yeah.
I'd much rather have done that and been like a news anchor or some shit like that, and enjoyed my job. And it makes it easier to wake up in the morning and be like passionate about what you do. Because if you go and work like 50 hours a week somewhere you don't fucking like, everything else is kind of like, why the fuck am I doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I'm not passionate about my job. As much work as I put in to get to the company I'm at now, and no shade on them. That's just how I am as a person.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I'm behind, or I'm not where I'm supposed to be because of the time I wasted. But I don't regret what I did and the choices I made, because I got to live a life of partying, fun, experimenting, socializing, traveling at a young age, to then give me a different perspective on life.
For sure.
Where now that I'm a little bit older and You could say mature. I still don't say mature. I'm a child inside of a body.
Some say.
Some say
I would say mature.
mature.
But you also have the opportunity to, like, going to school and doing all the schooling you did. Like, you're not stuck in a career. Like, I could leave my job, and I can tell you right now, if I apply for the same position at another similar concept, I won't get the job.
Yeah, but if you remove the thought of a job being the focus,
No, I was just talking about college.
right? No, of
Specifically,
course. I mean, at the end of the day, I put in work to build myself the opportunity to have a
Yeah.
career, but it was obviously prolonged. You know, I dropped out twice, and then went back to school and finished because I experienced everything that I was going to
Yeah.
experience, and I plateaued, and it got to a point of just reflecting and self-realization of where am I going to go. So that that was a choice I made, but because of my actions and where it took me. So it just got to a point of, all right, like I'm gonna plateau here. I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I've peaked.
Yeah.
Where I don't think any of us have peaked. Like I still think we're all young. We're all, still growing as people, but it's I can have these conversations with, some of my close friends or just even people I meet through work of where they're at and what they've experienced. And it's just like, obviously they're all younger than me because I'm in an entry level position, but they're like 18, boom, college, 22, boom, graduation, 23, they're working. I'm 30, but that 7 years difference is 7 years of
Life
growing as an
experience, yeah.
adult, and life experience, which is, I've experienced things that people will never experience.
Correct.
Not saying that in a bragging way, but it's just more of a, when are you going to go experience that? You're in the middle of your career now. Like
They won't.
you're gonna grow and be required and have more on your plate to grow, which is what's required in a career.
They're more on that family track. They're
It's almost more copy paste, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us were ever destined for that. Just from our friend group, but I don't think I think that's just more society of how this life is kind of built for you to do that. I just think people don't question it enough. It's like, we're cool. Like we're comfortable. We're
Yeah.
content. But I always like to have those. I think about it every day. Unfortunately, so it's definitely a burden to think about it all the time. But it's more of a curiosity at this point. Like, where do you think you were supposed to end up? Did you meet your own expectations, or are you here? Are you living in the moment and kind of you're on your way there? And that's how I feel anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you in some ways, but I also think that there's a balance to everything. And I think the main difference between people is what motivates them to accomplish what they need to accomplish. I met a lot of people in my life, like some people didn't have a choice. Some people knew that the fastest way to get a job, like some people were from a young age, were responsible for their family. They knew that to get their families, their friends, themselves out of the situation they were in, they needed to find a fast track to a lot of money. And I think, you can even see this from a young age of people in high school. Like they're the ones that got great scholarships to great schools, and they did it because they knew that was the only way they were going to get the degree they wanted, to get the job they thought they needed. And so they were instilled themselves that they didn't have a choice. They didn't have time to goof off. They didn't have time to like go after traveling or partying. They knew that was the only way they were going to make it out. And so that's what I've seen, and those are the people I kind of like compare myself to. I'm not like that. I had all the opportunities in the world, and I was able to kind of slack off, and I had people that would cover for me and help me out. But those were the ones that I look back on and I see like their work ethic, the time they invested, and where they're at in life now. And sure, I understand what you're saying about like they were so focused on their careers they didn't get to enjoy themselves. But I think we're at a point in our lives now where that's not the truth. Like if you commit yourself through college, you get the job you want. A lot of those jobs, those higher paying jobs, you have more flexibility of schedule, you have more options, you get more respect, and you get put in a position where you're not grinding constantly. So one, you have more money, you're more flexible, you can make weekend trips going across wherever you want to go. And I think that's kind of where I wanted to be at. My main thing, which I think is a lot of our main things, is we didn't know what we wanted to do. We were focused on different things. We didn't have a like set career path. And so I got a business degree and I got a degree in economics, and I knew that was like super flexible. I could take it a lot of different ways, and I knew like I could make money doing that. And so I'm still right now, you know, I want to go into consulting, and consulting requires knowledge of a bunch of different areas. And so I still haven't topped out. Like that was kind of the part of why I chose the degree I went with in the career path, because there's a lot of room for growth and it can be applied to a lot of different companies. But I think at the end of the day, that's the main thing, is like, we got to find what motivates you. We got to find a reason to continue growing and achieving. And, you know, for me, it was family. It was I wanted to take care of my parents, give them all the opportunity, or not opportunities, but help pay them back for everything they've done for me. And I wanted to give my future kids the same opportunities. And I wanted to like make security for the rest of my family. And so that's like something that continues to keep driving. I think a lot of times people that get so caught up in their personal well-being and getting, that's where you cap out, because once you have everything you want, that's whenever you don't feel that same urge to keep going after it. I think that's the toughest part. You just got to find a motivation that's going to continue through after you've already achieved your goals, or even if you don't have other things in your life to keep you moving, you got to find something that motivates you to keep going up.
I concur.
Oh,
I think you need the motivation. I think you need something that allows you to drive forward and push you forward, and not stay, content in what you're doing, and really just something to live for, I guess, is the real sense.
That's the biggest thing.
Does it not feel like a cycle to you guys? That thought process? It's like, okay, I achieved my goals. Now like you said, you got to find something that motivates you.
Find new goals.
Now you got to, right, exactly. So now you got to find a new goal to push you, to drive you, and it seems repetitive. You don't feel that way?
I think growth is repetitive. I think the idea of that, like, life is built to be repetitive. You find something you like, you work towards it, and then you might find something else that you enjoy more. You move on to that, and it's always going to be a similar process. But that's part of growing. It's part of learning. It's part of like experiencing everything you want to experience in life. I understand it can feel like you're running on a wheel sometimes.
Time is a flat circle.
Right. And I mean,
Earth is flat.
What does that mean?
that's,
Time is a flat circle.
elaborate on it.
The ethosphere and the wispy doodads and the that's True Detective quote.
I've never seen.
No, I have the same exact thought as you, except I don't think it's a cycle. Like, it's not repetitive. It's not part of growing. To me, growing is stepping out of the cycle to experience something new, and that new experience, in a sense, you could say is a cycle, because experiencing something new over and over and over again in itself is a cycle. I would never label it as a cycle, though. Same exact thought. I think it's the opposite.
Time is linear.
I'm a big like.
The limit does not exist.
You guys said find what motivates you, and I'm a big like. At this point in my life, what could motivate you to do something? Like I have like a very hard time finding something to motivate me. Like
We mentioned it earlier. So you talk about the woman you want to find a good woman.
yeah, but I'm also very content in just. I'm not content. I'm okay if I've never find a woman. Like I'm okay just being by myself for the rest of my life. So it doesn't motivate me to go find somebody. So I don't. At the end of the day, I don't care. Not that I don't care. It's just I'm okay.
What is it that you value?
My friends and my family. I'm okay, and I talk to you guys. I talk to my family. I'm okay in every aspect of my life. Like I could do better, sure, if I wanted to.
Well, your friends and your family all want you to do better.
Yeah, but that's what you want.
Yeah, but if you care about us, you should care about what we want for you.
That's not true.
I want you to be happy, whatever it takes.
I was like, you're my friend.
Doesn't matter
If
to
you
me.
want me to do better,
I don't want you to be okay. I want you to be better.
I want you to be a millionaire, but you may never be a millionaire. Who cares?
I'm working towards it. I'm not setting
straight to billionaire.
a goal for you. I'm just saying I want you to improve.
Have you found the internal piece of being alone holds you back from committing to a relationship?
Yeah, 100%.
So your solidarity.
Well, explain that. I don't understand.
So what I've experienced is I'd love to be in a relationship. I'd love to build towards a family and, the American dream. But having gone through breakups and heartbreak and going through being by yourself and in your thoughts, you get comfortable with being who you are by yourself, because that's what you have to deal with at the end of the day, and that's what shapes you, you know, in your late teens and then in your early 20s to I would say most of your thoughts and your trends of how you behave. And because of that, it is me now having to step out of my comfort zone to allow someone else in, because a relationship's going to be 50-50. Someone told this to me, which I like a lot better, 100-100. But that means you have to tear down your walls to allow someone to mesh with you, right? And that means sacrificing ABC, which your solidarity is the comfortable of you being by yourself. And
Before you continue, I want to cut you off, but you just talked about you want to experience new things. You want to break the cycle. You don't want to look at life as a cycle. You want to continue to grow. You said you want to experience new things. By you being stuck in your own solidarity, do you not feel like that is keeping yourself within a cycle? Like you're sticking to something that you know, you're familiar with, you're comfortable with, and you think that you're happy that way. Do you feel like taking the risk, stepping out the same way you would by your lifestyle, do you think that would improve your thoughts on relationships?
when you speak of that aspect specifically to relationships, yes. I think it holds me back from progressing in that aspect. I don't affiliate that with everything else in life, though. So it's like my solidarity can be me being comfortable with myself, but I can go out with my friends and the people I'm comfortable with that I've had around in those situations to then still grow as a person, to go experience new things. Like we've known each other for however long, but we can go to a new city and learn a new language and, you know, learn how to dance. You know, that's something new. That's experiencing something new. I don't affiliate that with the relationship aspect. And then your other question is, yes, it does seem like a cycle. However, that is, you know, that's the problem of life. Like you don't have the answers. And if you do have the answers, it's about acting on those answers. So, you know, we can, like our talk of therapy, you know, at the end of the day, a therapist is going to help you or teach you to reflect and analyze situations to help you better act than what you're normally doing, right? So that is the solution. You need to maybe change the way you think. Maybe you need to start acting a little bit different. Maybe you you think before you speak, you know, for example. But that doesn't necessarily reflect as what most people do. I think most people are in a cycle, they're in a routine, they're content, and it's breaking the cycle, so to say. But in that aspect, yeah, I do find it is a cycle, but it's a lot harder to break the cycle than to just stick to the loop that you're in. So, you know, go figure. But I feel like that's a big problem for a lot of people.
No, I agree.
Do you ever think about just leaving town, leaving Florida in general, or
Yeah.
and moving to somewhere else? And
I think that would
starting
be.
a new life?
I think that's my biggest holdback in life is never having left and growing in that aspect. But I'm also in a city that I like, and I'd want to live in long term. And at the end of the day, I reflect everything around money. So it's like I'm more concerned for if I do that, I'm sacrificing, you know, most of the things that I do in life that make me happy to grow, you know, in quotations. So it's
I mean, yeah, and we're being in the same friend group. Like we kind of have similar thoughts, and well, me and you specifically in this aspect. I don't think moving out to a different city really does much for you. Like being that I did that for from 21 to till last year. Really, I've been in a different city almost every year. It doesn't do much for you. It just kind of amplifies that solidarity, like where you just kind of close yourself off from people around you.
I think being in a different city every year, I think it's tougher. I think if you're going to go somewhere else. I think you need to go to a specific place, wherever it is, and lock it in there. And
For me personally, and I don't know about Amir. I mean, we're pretty good. We're pretty social for the most part. Like we have talked to anybody. But for my entire life, if I don't know somebody, like at a bar or something like that, I'm not going to speak to somebody just because my mindset is like everybody's out having a good time. Like they don't want some fuck coming to talk to them because I don't want some fuck coming to talk to me when I'm out having a good time.
yeah, same.
So you kind of get that mindset when you move to a new area. Like the only way you're going to meet friends or stuff like that is
Through work or something.
through
like that.
work or
Yeah.
something like that, and it kind of it shows you off even more because now your friend group is pretty much local, like to work, and if you fuck that up, you fuck up your job and you fuck up your friend group. So
Well, there's definitely a growth aspect because
Yeah.
if you look at what you guys did for school, you guys all moved, whether you went to school
Yeah,
or not.
correct.
You went and experienced living with the bros, dating around, being in a college lifestyle, and that does something to your mind more than you think it has done. So I lived at home the whole time. I still live at home. At the end of the day, I love my parents and I love living at home. But it holds me back from growing maturity-wise and interdependently. So it's like, all right, I don't need to do that or I can risk certain things and still, have a place to sleep at the end of the night.
yeah,
Versus risking everything that I've worked towards to go do something in another city with the aspect of growing as a person, maybe mentally and physically growing, but in my mind, like I said, it all reflects around money. So it's like I don't get paid enough to live alone now,
yeah,
or I do, not
Maybe-
to my
yeah. It won't be comfortable.
yeah, not to my liking, which already requires sacrifice. And we live in a pretty, relatively good state with no income tax, whatever. But then you get into where would you want to move? To me, there's only certain places I would move and take that jump towards. But
Where would you move?
Manhattan,
Manhattan.
yeah,
Why?
big melting pot. A lot of people, a lot of people like us, trying to make it. All the same age group, all different backgrounds.
Thought you were gonna say Muslim.
Whoa, bro! Not since 2001. Come on, bro.
I'd move to Miami for the busty Latinas.
Wepa.
Where's Hashmina live at? I'm going there.
There's a couple of Hashminas in Miami. But yeah, I like to reflect. I like to reflect mostly internally, which you can only do so much.
Yeah.
But hearing different aspects is always enlightening. It's always a learning thing. It's all educational, of course. I don't think there's ever a wrong answer, of course. We're all
Living our own life.
living our own life. We're all growing. We're all living. Dylan's not living, though. I think he's been dead for the past 5 minutes.
That's Bryce.
Son.
But interesting that you would say you'd move to Manhattan. If if you had to go top 3 cities that you would move to, both of you too as well. And Dylan, you're not moving anywhere. You're locked in here.
Locked in, baby.
Uh,
Plant City was his number one.
where would you guys move?
I think Manhattan would be my number one just because of work opportunity and social life, especially for our age. The other two I feel like are unrealistic. Which one would
Abu
be
Dhabi.
Close? Dubai would be one. It's just a whole different lifestyle there. So it's just like, not only am I sacrificing to go live somewhere new, I'm like half the stuff we do here doesn't exist there. So that's out of the picture. But maybe I hate it. I've never been. Maybe I hate it. I don't know. Hawaii.
Fuck it, it ain't America.
Hawaii would be one though.
Okay.
I'd like to just go and throw my phone in the ocean, and if you see me, you see me.
Is that Amir?
That's fair.
Is that a sea turtle on his back?
What you got, Brucey?
Denver is my number one in the U.S.
Denver's cool.
If I was going to be anywhere in the U.S., it'd be Denver. I love just like the flexibility. You can literally go skiing in the winter. You can go whitewater rafting. You go hike at the cliffs. The brewery scene there is amazing. People, everyone I've met there has always been really cool.
A lot of hips.
A decent amount of hips, but you'd be surprised. Like there's
What's
a lot
your,
of there's a lot of working class people. I mean, any big city you're gonna find like people similar to us. It's everyone is just moving around. Like I understand Manhattan is, you know, the hot spot, of course, because, you know, Wall Street and everything. But at the end of the day, it's any major city, you're going to find like-minded people in the same situation, people that are moving there for the same reasons you are. But no, yeah, Denver is awesome. And
Denver is awesome. Shout out Denver.
right. Secondly, it would be overseas. It's going to be Lisbon, Portugal. Best city I've ever visited. Food's amazing. Like the community there is awesome. You literally just walk everywhere. That's like the one goal I wanted in life, is to live somewhere where I never have to worry about my car, even though I love my truck. But I would love to just be able to walk around. Like whenever I stayed there, there was a cafe, a restaurant in the hotel I stayed at. Across the way was a park. Down the road was a zoo, and like the main commercial district was right behind you, and you can literally like another mile away was the water. So you have everything right there. Everyone's just out and about constantly. No one's ever in their home. Like it's just very cool setup there. Third, I mean, actually Jupiter, Florida. There's a random one. Jupiter, Florida. Yep.
Denver,
It's
Portugal. Jupiter, Florida.
Out of this world.
Jupiter is genuinely a awesome spot.
Before you go into Jupiter, I got a question about Portugal, because I've never been to Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard through a reputable source.
How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow? That all drugs are legal in Portugal.
I mean, I didn't partake while I was there. I wasn't part of that side of things. No, it wasn't there was a few clubs that I went into, and they're like rooftops, and it does feel like everything's just up for grabs. Like you can literally do whatever you want. There's people walking around topless. It's a wild spot.
What?
It's just, you know, it's a
topless?
different.
All drugs are legal, and there are people walking around topless.
I don't know about the
I
all
can
drugs
change
are
my
legal.
answer.
Yep, I'm gonna go top 3.
I think you're thinking of Ibiza,
I'm thinking of Portugal, and it is 100% Portugal.
Portugal. Well, I didn't experience.
It was
that.
the reputable brown cow
How now, brown cow?
was Google, and they legalized all drugs to an attempt to fix their heroin problem.
When did they do that?
This was like 3 or 4 years ago.
I went about 6 years ago.
Yeah, they had a huge heroin problem. They legalized all the drugs, and they started having. It's still illegal to be on drugs in public. Like you can't be on heroin in public, but they do have people that go around. And again, this could be false, but I'm pretty sure Google doesn't lie. They go around like EMTs, medical
Emts.
medical professionals, right?
Yeah.
They go around and like give out what's narcos? What's
Narcon?
Narcon? The
No,
one
Narcon.
what's
The
the
nasal spray?
Yeah.
whatever the shit is that like for people that are like
That's opiates. Yeah.
Narcan.
Narcan. Yeah, they go get out Narcan to people so that they don't die.
Overdosing.
Which is pretty sick. Like that's awesome for somebody to try that. Like
I
in
did
country.
believe that is Portugal. I did read that.
Yeah.
The way you phrased that did not make it sound pretty sick.
Don't do heroin.
But
No, like it's not
I
sick.
do
like,
understand
but,
they're
But many
making an
opiates.
effort to solve the
like,
drug problem.
Yeah, thinking outside the well, not solving.
Test
it.
your
Is it
drugs.
solving it?
I
Or
said
is it
they're
enabling
they're
it?
making an effort
They're-
to
they're-
Enabling,
solve the drug
solving?
problem.
They're letting druggies be druggies, and that I'm sure that some way alleviates some of the crime in the country. I would think like
Alleviating the crime and making it a safer place to be are two different things.
it would be both. I think if you eliminate the person like trying to do crack, trying to find it in a bad like neighborhood, and then not having that's a lot of work. Like if you can just get
but-
cracked out in the middle of town, and somebody comes and puts you shot in you, brings you back to life. Hey, we're back, baby.
We're back.
We're gonna be productive.
Hey, speaking of getting cracked out in the middle of town and letting druggies be druggies, did you guys see the new Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer?
You mean with the big booty Latina on the truck? That wasn't Latina?
Something like that.
No, did
Yeah.
not see that.
I saw it. Yeah.
Shout
You
out
haven't
Florida.
seen the new trailer?
No.
It's in Miami,
It's going to be based in Florida.
South Florida.
Hell yeah, baby Jupiter.
South Florida. I've heard they're going to have some part of the map. They're going to be in Tampa.
Yeah, I think it's Tampa, Miami, Orlando, all like confided into like half of Florida.
I'll give it a play. I'll give it a play.
Are there any parts of Tampa that you want to be seen in the Grand Theft Auto map?
Oh yeah,
Orange Bowl.
I'll spend some time in Ybor.
Orange Bowl.
You're thinking of
fruit bowl.
in
Fruit bowl.
In
Oh.
Sefner.
Yeah, there's.
I got to tell you, I don't think Sefner's going to make the cut.
Sefner's probably
It
not-
the
should.
meth
This is
capital of the
Grand
world?
Theft Auto. There should be Fruit Bowl should be highlighted. That in the
Armwood High School, right?
43rd. 43rd got to make it.
Oh Jesus.
I definitely want to see Yabor in there
Ebor, yeah.
and the Bro Bowl.
I'll spend some time on Davis Island. Get a little wild. Davis Island, cause some havoc.
Hey, we're not
good
gonna.
time.
Okay, I like the segue. We're gonna have to circle back to Grand Theft Auto because I want to hear Dingman's top 3 cities. Like you guys are not gonna just ignore this guy this whole podcast.
No, I don't really
Oh,
have
you're
a top
here?
3. My top 3 would be like Miami, like LA, and probably New York for food wise and shit like that.
Big,
Why
Bronny
LA?
fan.
Yeah, you
LeBron?
Are,
Yeah.
you followed LA.
Oh, he's going to New York next.
I
Oh,
thought you were gonna say Cleveland. I'm like, I
Insider.
love LeBron.
What would
yeah, don't go to
what would
Cleveland.
your next location be for the viewers out there? Where would you like to move to, or
Before
Why?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
you can go?
Why?
Let's say Miami might be my least favorite place.
Yeah, I hate Miami.
I cannot stand Miami.
There's
As
only
much
one
as
reason I want to move to Miami.
Bryce
Big booty
wants
balls.
it.
Latinas.
Up with it.
No, I've spent a lot of time in Miami, and it's fun, but it's just like the fakest place I've ever been.
Hell yeah.
You ever been to
Every
LA?
place is fake.
I've never been to California. I've never been to California.
California is great. LA though?
LA. Yeah, I mean, yeah, LA,
Actually,
Hollywood.
it would. I think it would be more of San Diego. So I can't afford to live in San Diego.
San Diego.
Just Latin for a bit.
Yeah, no, it's the one place I need to go is California. But I just never like felt the need to. I mean, it's very similar to Colorado as far as like all the different terrain, and I would love to go check out the beaches and everything. But I hear about the traffic, the crowds.
Oh, it's brutal.
I couldn't handle that.
Every place has traffic.
I couldn't
I
handle
used
that.
to be
I agree.
anti-New York, pro LA. Loved it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Grew up a Lakers fan. Wanted to be a movie star. Wanted to run into Jack Black on the street.
Halfway there.
I did.
Of all the
I'm still a
people in
Lakers
LA,
fan.
Jack Black, huh?
Yep, he's the man.
great.
He's very, he does seem like a great person.
And I went,
Lonely
experienced all the things. It was cool. And then that's it. Like that's LA. You just go experience the things. City life is probably cool too, but it's all like now it's influencers and
Lame.
just all fake behind the camera bullshit. Visited New York. Big fan.
New York's fun. I'm actually a big Hoboken fan.
New Jersey?
Hoboken really speaks to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that the place that smells like trash?
I hate Jersey, dude.
Hoboken just had
Island.
I think
like a small town vibe.
Don't.
Jersey's like top 5 worst people. Anybody in New Jersey, they suck, dude. They're the worst
I think
people.
we've clarified you don't like people.
No, I love people. I hate people from Jersey.
Wait, you looked at him. Were you talking to him?
I was
He's talking to Sharpe.
Yeah, I was
I
talking-
love
You
people.
talking to me?
I love people. I'm a lover, dude.
I'm a lover.
But if I'm out with the boys and I don't know you, don't come touching me on the shoulders. Don't come telling me stories.
Unless
I
you're a
don't fucking care.
sweetie that wants a strawberry teeny.
Unless you're a sweetie that wants strawberry teeny. Okay, anyways, back to my. Ooh, this got real loud. Top 3 cities for me, I think. Number 1, and don't tell my Vikings boys, Chicago. I love Chicago, dude. It's so nice.
Chicago is nice. It is cold during the winter though.
Downtown Chicago, right on the pier.
Ooh.
I would definitely Chicago be my number 1. When they paint the water green for St. Patty's Day, that's just-
Lovely. It's great.
yeah, highlight for me.
We do that here, but it's not as good.
It's not Chicago.
It's not Chicago.
Chicago number 1, Minnesota number 2, just because I want to go to every Vikings game.
Minnesota was a good time. When we
Yeah.
visited Minnesota, I have very fond memories of.
I didn't like how
It's a fun
far we
city.
stayed away from downtown when we went to Minnesota.
True.
Downtown Minnesota is nice.
It's awesome.
Well,
I couldn't deal with the winters, but at the same time, they do have like a fully insulated, like you can get from every building through a tunnel, or you don't have to step outside once, and it's pretty cool. Like you can bounce around, you can do a bar crawl without ever going outside, which is pretty awesome.
facts.
Big fan of that.
I think number 3, and I haven't been international at all, but I definitely would want to move probably somewhere in Italy, maybe like Sicily. Sicily would be nice.
A little wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese on the water. And then a little nugget, like, because those probably are never going to happen, but where I'm going to retire and a strong number 4, and it's going to be number 1 because it's going to happen in my life. It's going to be Oh man, now I'm thinking I can't even remember the name of the damn place.
That's not a good sign.
Jupiter, Florida.
No, it's in Florida.
Jupiter,
It's in Florida.
Is
It's
it
in-
Hudson?
No, it's in Florida. It's
Venice.
The
no,
Villages?
It's the Villages.
You
There
son
it
of a
is,
gun.
dude. I'm going. You'll see me every Saturday night at the local clubhouse.
It's notorious for swingers and
Hell
just
yeah.
I'm surprised you're not wearing a pineapple shirt today.
imagine like the biggest party school and then put a bunch of senior
Retirees.
citizens in it. Yeah.
They also have like 20 golf courses.
Apparently, like visiting is a cool time. Like they have
It's
a lot
great.
of like the. I mean, of course, you're dealing with great, fun people, but just avoid.
I'm right. I party.
Don't go to house party there. And you'll be fine.
party. Well, that's all, folks. And we're done with another podcast. Here we go. We got Dingy, Dingbats hitting hammers. We got Amir, the bumblebee, Zindaddy. Mikey, the big bad. Brucey's here. And then we got Dylan on the ones and twos. And we'll see you next week for our winter special.
Someone just do the Hey Arnold fucking.
Bump, 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 chicka chicka. That's
Nah,
Ferris
nah,
Bueller.
nah, nah.
Oh, the is Hey Arnold
That's
also.
Ferris Bueller. Is Hey Arnold too?
Yeah, is the. I'm pretty sure.
All right, ladies first for trivia,
bomb,
right? So get
bomb.
the fuck out the room.